Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to a brand new speed build video. If you don't know me, my name is Sophie and I mostly do speed build videos with the occasional let's play video. If you're new to this channel, then I mostly upload my videos every Saturday at around 4 o'clock British summertime, and then I occasionally put a let's play up when I've actually recorded them on a Wednesday or thereabouts. There's no rules on this channel. We don't really stick to a schedule. We just do what we can when we want to, basically. So this build is just something that kind of came out of my brain into The Sims, and yeah, I wanted to do like a really big, massive modern mansion, and this is kind of what I came out with. This is probably like one of the first builds that I've done on the 64 by 64 sized lot. And all I really knew about this is that I wanted it to have a lot of open spaces. I didn't want it to, I wanted lots of water, so that kind of, and I wanted water inside as well. So that kind of meant that, everything is like kind of divided. So I suppose one of the downfalls of this house is that the none of the rooms really flow together, and I did have like a really big problem with trying to design the floor plan for this and like where everything would go. However, I do so far really like how it has turned out. At the time of recording this voiceover, I have only just started furnishing, so I'm really hoping that I manage to get it all furnished and ready for maybe next weekend as well. So yeah, I don't normally like doing videos in two parts just because I know that when I haven't like got it ready on time, there is like a very big chance that it's not actually going to come out. But however, I have started the furnishing, so let's really hope so. I did ask a few people on Twitter whether, or actually I just sent a tweet out basically asking people if they wanted to furnish this for me, because I kind of regretted doing something so big in the end. I was like, I don't really know what to do with this, and I think that was just basically because I didn't really feel like it flowed that well. But I did a few people wanted to try and furnish it, so I have put this build on the gallery already, unfurnished. So I think it's just called something really random like Sea Breeze Mansion, something like that. Shell, or maybe it's called like Mega Mansion Shell, I don't know. But if you look up my origin ID on the gallery, which is Sophie A14, then you can also find this video if you wanted to have a go at furnishing it. But yeah, so as we can see, it is slowly, like the whole outside is, like the whole shape of the build, I should say, is slowly coming together. Another reason for me wanting to do this in two different parts, separate parts, is because I just don't really like getting rid of anything from my builds for the video. So whereas some of this has been omitted, but I do like to think that I have kept a lot of it in. I've just kind of got rid of all the boring parts, pretty much anyway. I think it's just like all the like roofing trims, I've just tried to get rid of that. So as you can see in this house, there is literally no privacy anywhere. There's a lot of glass walls, which was like one of the things that I really wanted to include in here. And I just kind of feel like it's all just like really exotic. So once again, it's taking inspiration from the Jungle Adventure pack. I've not quite got over using all those items, especially the flooring for the outside that I put in. I just keep on using it and using it and using it, no regrets whatsoever. It's a really nice bit of new flooring, I would say. And I think actually like majority of my floorings that I use are like some of the newer ones. So I think it's the what's it called, the City Living one, and I think the Vampires one as well, because they're all really, really nice. Um, so yeah, in terms of the floor plan, which we'll see in the next part of the video, it's kind of like a bit all over the place, just because there's a lot of space and I wanted to include a lot of bedrooms. So in terms of the upstairs, there's not actually that much space. So I think there's only room for like, I think 3 bedrooms up there. But so yeah, there's only really room for 3 bedrooms. So I end up putting a couple of bedrooms downstairs as well. I just think it's needed. And once I get onto the landscaping as well, you'll see that I do like a little pool house as well, because obviously this house is for like the rich Sims. I didn't take any account onto like how much I was spending with this. I think from like just the outside it's already like 200,000, something like 200,000 simoleons, I think. So yeah, this was not to a budget at all, and that is just without any like furnishing as well. So it's going to be a pretty expensive house. I think if a sim was to afford this, it would have to be like a couple of generations down if you don't use cheats, or you're just going to have to use some cheats. So I did some few little tricks with this. I at the moment am obsessed with bifold doors. So some of the rooms that I've made in here have bifold doors. And that's kind of just done by like just doing a zigzag with the wall tool and basically just kind of like putting in windows on it and then deleting the wall. So it's just kind of like the window is being folded back. But yeah, so kind of like it's all kind of taking shape. We're just kind of, I think at this point it's just like kind of doing the little, even though like there's a lot more to this video left, it's just trying to get all the little bits done. I kind of regret not working systematically with it. I kind of work all over the place. There is like, I should have like worked on one section and then like moved on to the next, but you know, hindsight is a beautiful thing. But I suppose when I'm like building something that I have no idea what I'm building, I'm just all over the place. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I saw this thing on Twitter the other day, and I think it was something called unpopular opinion or something like that, and it was basically people saying like unpopular opinions about The Sims 4. So I think one person tweeted something like, I don't actually mind my first stuff pack. I think one thing was, I don't mind that there's no deep snow in the new seasons pack that is coming out. And I think for me, I don't know if this is unpopular, but I do know that some people want it. My unpopular opinion is I don't care about ceiling tiles. I think all ceilings should be white, personally. I don't know why you would paint your ceiling a different colour. Like I could understand if like ceiling tiles could like give you something like, I don't know, beams for a cottage maybe, but apart from that I just do not see the point of it. And I think this has stemmed from the other day I had to paint a ceiling and it was like one of the worst things I've ever done. It was so hot and stuffy in the room. The paint was going on and it was drying really quickly, so then I could not see where I was up to, and yeah, it was just, I think people who are still fairly young, I know there's probably like a few people who watch my videos who are quite young. One bit of advice that I give you is just to not grow up. Try and be a child for as long as you can, because being an adult and having to look after yourself absolutely sucks. It doesn't suck that much, but don't take for granted your mum and dad. I think everything that they do is for your own good. But yeah, I'm going to stop going on about this. We are just kind of going on to the pool house, and at first I kind of decided to do like a roof on it, but I was like, actually, it just does not go with the whole build at all. So we do get rid of that, and the pool house is something that I change around quite a lot just because, I don't know, it's just like, just doesn't work. I think at one point I like kind of colour it a weird colour as well. I think I put paneling on it and it just doesn't go, and there's a lot of things that I do and then I change it just because it just doesn't go. And for example, the flooring on the roof just didn't go. So a lot of this is just like kind of learning of, like, I suppose like when you don't know how a build is going to turn out, then you just have to like experiment with everything. And I think at this point I'm just like, I just don't know what to do, so I'm like stopping and pausing quite a lot as well, until I've realised that the pool house looks absolutely just weird basically. And it needs to be changed. But yeah, so this is like, I think I was like also struggling a lot with what to do with the landscaping on this. No surprise there. The landscaping is a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not so sure if I'm like 100% keen on it. um, I don't know, I may end up changing it when I come to do like the last part of this video. But basically, I don't know, like some parts of it's okay, but then like I just didn't know what to do with the rest of it, so it just ends up looking a little bit funny. But I kind of like wrap around like a weird, like, I don't know, shrubbery bit. I do like this bit though. This bit's kind of like a tunnel, which, stuff like this in terms of like architecture, I just don't really do that often. Obviously I don't always do videos like this, but it's quite nice having little bridges or tunnels, I suppose. Just a nice little area. And then at the moment we're just going on to like a bit of the landscaping. So at this point in time I realised that I really want to have like lots of water everywhere. So we're kind of like, we just kind of add little rivers of water, I suppose. I don't use fountains in this. I kind of feel like the pools give it a bit more of depth to it, rather than just a little skinny flat fountain. So maybe I think what some of the problems with this that you may have if you were to download it from the gallery once it's complete is that your Sims might try and go into the swimming pools around the house. One thing though, it could be seen as a sort of rapid. I don't know if anyone's been to like a public swimming pool. Sometimes they have like these cool like rapids where they just go round on a trail and you're like just kind of floating around, and it's really, really cool. But that's what your Sims might try to do. But yeah, so we're just going to skip ahead a bit just because the landscaping is just me pretty much just putting down little bushes and whatnot. You'll kind of see from the end that I do a little front and back screenshot. With this I was kind of like very aware of like not putting too many trees down. I didn't really want to like, I still wanted it to look natural, so that's kind of something that I find hard sometimes when placing like shrubbery and all that, is just making it not seem like it's been just like randomly placed. Again, with like the back of it, just, you know, once again umming and ahhing as I always do, like just not sure what I wanted to do. But we kind of come up with this idea. You're gonna have to tell me down below if you like it or not, or anything that you think might go. It was Yeah, it's just the back bit I'm not so keen on. I kind of want privacy and I kind of want to show like a border of the lot, but at the same time, I'm not really like, I'm not overly keen with it. That's all I'll say. Um, the side bits are fine. It's quite nice because it kind of gives like different areas to the lots. But again, it's just like the whole placing of trees. It's just really random, and it just kind of sometimes looks like it's a bit repetitive. But yeah, let me know down below. Um, Also, let me know what you think of this build and anything that you think I should add, because probably by the time this goes out, I will still be furnishing it, which, you know, doesn't normally happen on my channel. I've normally like finished a build and people can just say whether it's nice or not. So yeah, let me know down below what you think. But yeah, so we've not got too much more to do. As you can see, I've just deleted some of the trees because they were kind of like just getting in the way. But yeah, but I kind of like the bit that we do next. I think it's next anyway. Not the garage, but around the side we kind of do that little trick that I normally do where you kind of just add a little, I don't know, it's like a little shelter, a little canopy. And that's kind of like ends up turning into like a nice barbecue area, but you'll see that in a second. I just realised like another reason why I'm kind of like wanting to split this in two is because I find it so hard trying to speak for so long. I think at this point I'm like, I need a drink of water. I can't go on anymore. But yeah, I do really like this build actually. Now that I'm reliving it through this video, I think it's very nice indeed. If I do say so myself, I'd probably say this in every single video that I do. But yeah, I like it. I really, really like it. I hope you guys like it as well. We haven't got too much longer to go now, and then you can get on with your lives and I can stop talking. I always go a little bit funny when I've been talking for too long. I'm quite a quiet person, to be honest. I do find talking for this long very, very hard. But yeah, we're nearly there. We are nearly there. Yeah, so this is kind of like the little canopy I just said about. Didn't want to cover it all with shrubbery because at the end of the day, I think I wanted it to kind of like seem natural, as if it was like creeping over. One of the things though that I have found with this, because it is so big, is that everything looks miniature. Like those tables, I felt like I had to put 3 of them down just to like make it seem big enough. But yeah, everything is just looking really tiny. And at this point I have actually started a little bit of the furnishing, and it does get a little bit easier like the more things I put around. But yeah, it's really hard. Everything looks tiny. I did put like a little fire pit here, but I kind of feel like it's not very natural. I'm not sure if I change that. I might have to rub that out and do that little bit again. Around the side though, we do end up later putting down some little plant pots so we can grow some nice things as well. I kind of feel like this house is a sort of house that has everything. It's going to have all the skills, it's going to have maybe not laundry, because I think it would be pretty impossible to have all this for laundry. But yeah, right, so I feel like I have talked for far too long now, so you've kind of got what this build is about. At this point I kind of just put a few items around the little like courtyard areas inside. I really like how bits are like all open. I think that's really nice. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this bit here, guys. I really hope you like this one because it took me forever. Let me know down below what you think I should do with the furnishing, like what sort of style and everything I should go for. But yeah, I shall see you next week, guys. See you later. Bye.